Pause. Okay, everybody, excuse me. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go to the next part of this question, which is a map. Okay, and here is the map that we're looking at. There's a lot of, I don't know if I can get it all on there. Okay, I don't want to make it too much smaller. Let's trying to get the right size as much as possible. Okay, so when we are looking at a map, right? Like I said, we want to look at where the first thing you want to do is you want to look at where everything is on the map, right? So here's a bank, there's a library, there's the chemist, there's a supermarket, there's another supermarket, there's a school, and then also my roads. There's High Street, there's School Road, there's Station Road, right? So I'm looking for what everything is. Now, also what I'm looking at are there any specific vocabulary words? Are there any specific vocabulary words that I need to put in my mind? Oh, somebody's really banging on that trying to fix somebody's roof. Okay. Are there any vocabulary words I need to put in my mind that are going to be helpful? So where you see H and where you see G, does anybody know what that part is called? Where H is and where you have G. Does anybody know what you call that part of the road in English? Anybody know? Well, yeah, it's a winding road, yes. But what do you call that specific part where you see H and that specific part where you see G? Because if you know that vocabulary word, then you'll be able to know what they're talking about when you're listening. It's called a bend. Right? That's what it's called. It's called a bend in the road. It's called a bend in the road. Okay? It's not called a turning. So everybody, this is why vocabulary is so important. A lot of people say, well, I want to be able to, I can't do well in the exam. Well, you have to have the vocabulary. Otherwise, if during a map, they're saying things and you don't know what those things mean in English, you're not going to recognize or you're going to get lost on the map. That's why you have to know across from, short road, closed road, right? That's why you have to know all of that stuff. Okay? Sometimes people just keep taking tests and they're not improving because they're not working on improving their skills. And that's what you have to be able to do. All right, so remember, it's going to go in order. They're going to talk about the new traffic light first. Then they're going to talk about the pedestrian crossing, then parking allowed, then new no parking signs, and so forth and so on. So it's going to go in order. All right, so let's remember that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play the audio now. And hopefully the people next door won't keep fixing their roof while the audio is playing, but we'll have to see. Okay, all right, here we go. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and walk you through it.
14 to 20.
Right, so when they're giving you this time, this is when you would be doing what I just did. Marking what everything is, where everything is, and what are some of the specific English words I need to make sure I'm familiar with to listen for. Bends and roads, winding roads, short roads, leads off from, across from, next to, junction.
Now listen and answer questions 14 to 20.
Okay, so this slide shows a map of the central area of Cranford with the High Street in the middle and School Road on the right. Now, we already have a set of traffic lights in the high street at the junction with Station Road, but we're planning to have another set at the other end at the School Road junction to regulate the flow of traffic along the high street. We've decided we definitely need a pedestrian crossing. We considered putting this on School Road just outside the school, but in the end we decided that could lead to a lot of traffic congestion. So we decided to locate it on the high street, crossing the road in front of the supermarket. That's a very busy area, so it should help things there. We are proposing some changes to parking. At present, parking isn't allowed on the high street outside the library, but we are going to change that and allow parking there, but not at the other end of the high street near School Road. There'll be a new no parking sign on School Road just by the entrance to the school, forbidding parking for 25 metres. This should improve visibility for drivers and pedestrians, especially on the bend just to the north of the school. As far as disabled drivers are concerned, at present they have parking outside the supermarket, but lorries also use those spaces, so we've got 2 new disabled parking spaces on the side road up towards the bank. It's not ideal, but probably better than the present arrangement. We also plan to widen the pavement on School Road. We think we can manage to get an extra half metre on the bend just before you get to the school, on the same side of the road. Finally, we've introduced new restrictions on loading and unloading for the supermarket, so lorries will only be allowed to stop there before 8 AM. That's the supermarket on School Road. We kept to the existing arrangements with the High Street supermarket. Okay, so that's about it.
All right. People do us. Yeah, I am going to. I'm not going to send it to your email, but I am going to process it and I'm going to upload it into the course. Okay. I am going to process it and upload it into the course. So that's what's going to happen with this video. Okay. I'm answering a question by Mr. Kanani, I think it is. But that's what I'm going to do. Okay. First, I'm going to have to try to process it and try to get that whoever's banging next door on their roof, get that reduced in the video if I can. Okay. Choice number 14. Does anybody have number 14? All right. Number 14 is E. All right. 14 is E. All right. And what they said is planning to have. Planning to have is synonym language for what? Planning to have is synonym language for new. Planning to have at the School Road junction, right? They're planning to have at the School Road junction. Wang Ying, I'm going to upload it into the course for all 20,000 people. All right, so Wang Ying, everybody's going to get it, man. All right, everybody's going to get it. I'm going to upload the thing into the course. So just wait a day or so, and I'll have it uploaded in there, okay? All right. Now, let me point out something to you, what they did with number 14 in terms of how some people got it wrong. In the very beginning, they said already have at Station Road. Right? Now, if they said they already have it at Station Road, that means it's not new. All right. Now, some people tried to put A as an answer choice, but they said they already have it at Station Road. So, right. So you have to keep in mind what language means the same as new. All right. Now, number 15, answer, please. All right. Number 15 is D. All right. So they said so high street, and they said so high street, and they said across the market, right? Across from the market. So the answer is D. Now, let me point out to you what they said in terms of trying to trick you. They said we considered, right? That means they were thinking about. We considered putting it outside the school, right? And then they said what? But, right? So one thing with the IELTS in terms of listening that you want to be aware of is when they're talking about the word or using the word but. All right? We consider putting it outside the school, but, and then after the but, you hear the answer choice. All right? Now, number 16. Right? 16 is B. Now, and for number 16, again with number 16, they're playing with the word but. However, with number 16, what you have to be aware of is for number 16, they say not, and then they say but, which means that they are going to do it. So watch. What they said is this. At present, it's not allowed. But we will change. At present, it's not allowed, but we will change and allow it. You see what they did there? They keep playing with the word but over and over and over again, right? So it's all they're trying to trick you with language and things like that. But I'm pointing it out to you so you'll be aware of this and you won't get tricked by it. Number 17. All right, number 17. We got some answers that are all over the place on 17. 17 is G, right? And then we have to look and see, well, what did they say? Just by the entrance. Just by the entrance to the school. Forbidden parking. Some of you said H, right? Maria, I don't know how you got H, Maria. They said just by the entrance of the school. Where's the entrance to the school? Right? Just by the entrance to the school. When you look at H, there's no entrance to the school. Okay? There's no entrance to the school. Where's the entrance to the schools? Right here. Just by the entrance by the school. All right, number 18. I'm sorry, I put 18. 18 is C. I don't want to put it there. 18 is C. Right? And here we had another answer that followed but, blah, blah, blah. Or no, that wasn't but, yeah. It wasn't, it was followed by a so. 2 new side road up near the bank. Side road up near the bank. Okay. Number 19. All right, number 19 is H. It's very good, everybody. For number 19, they said, now here's where the language is very helpful, knowing what the word bend means. I don't know why I won't. I don't want that. Here's what knowing what the word bend means is helpful. All right, get 1/2 meter on bend before school. On the bend before the school. Okay, on the bend before the school. That would be H. Now, if you know what the word bend means, that's very helpful, right? And that's why learning this map vocabulary, don't keep taking the test over and over and over again, or practice over and over and over. Take the time. You see what I'm doing here in terms of how I'm breaking down these different parts and breaking down. That's what you have to do. If you really want to practice the right kind of way, what I'm doing today is what you have to do also for yourself. You have to learn how to study for this exam, or learn how to practice for this exam. Okay? These are the things that you have to do. Okay? All right. Number 20. Number 20 is I. And what did they say? Supermarket on School Road. There's a supermarket on School Road. This other market is on High Street. So it has to be I, because they said supermarket. There are two supermarkets, right? There are two supermarkets. So when they said supermarket on School Road, you had to recognize that. Okay? You have to recognize that. You have to recognize where they're talking about. You have to recognize where they're talking about and where they're going to put this stuff. But that's what you have to be able to do. Okay? That's what you have to be able to do. If you're able to do that, then it makes a big, big difference. And it makes a big, big difference in what you're doing. All right? Big, big difference in what you're doing. Okay.